recent weeks, there have been high-profile crime scenes in places like Lakeview, Gentilly, and Mid-City.
From car break-ins to officers being shot at to a former WDSU employee robbed at gunpoint. Some say they've never seen it so bad in areas of the city considered safe. Many of those crimes are happening inside the NOPD's 3rd Police District, and tonight the WDSU I-Team has obtained new information on exactly how many cops are patrolling that area, and the numbers are shocking to some.
WDSU I-Team reporter Travers Mackel has more on just how few cops are on the streets in the 3rd District and what concerns high-up NOPD officials have about patrolling some areas.
In Lakeview, more and more people are buying cameras to catch crimes as they happen. Just last week, this video caught 3 men canvassing a neighborhood near City Park and going into an unlocked car. It's video Gino Ascani loaded on a Facebook page called Lakeview Citizen Watch, and it's been viewed more than 100,000 times.
It definitely shocks everybody.
Ascani helped organize a community crime concern meeting last month in Lakeview, and last week, dozens of people turned out to address the same problems at a civic improvement meeting. They say the biggest issue is a lack of officers on patrol in the neighborhoods.
The problem is that the numbers are so down that it's hard for them to do what they need to do to protect the citizens in New Orleans.
And in a recent meeting, the NOPD admitted to being short-staffed in the 3rd District. After the city entered into an agreement with the federal government, a consent decree designed to reform the NOPD, all district commanders are now required to meet with what's called Police Community Advisory Boards, groups of selected citizens from the areas included in each district. The WDSU I-Team obtained details from the August meeting in the 3rd District. During that meeting, 3rd District Commander Gary Marchese admitted to the board that 70 officers make up the 3rd District. 70. It's a number that caught former cop Chad Perez off guard.
Oh, absolutely. It's alarming. I mean, 70 is not a lot of people have any district, let alone the 3rd District and the size of the district.
Perez is a former patrol officer who now runs a private security detail in the French Quarter.
And even if you have, say, 10 officers, patrol officers assigned to each platoon, you're not realistically going to have 10 officers patrolling a day. Each officer has to get two days off a week. Then you have to deal with people that call in sick, furlough, things like that. So the reality is, in a district with 70, you're really going to have 3 to 4 officers on patrol.
70 officers is a 40% decrease in cops from 2003. Marchese says back then, 120 officers patrolled the 3rd District. And 6 years ago, in 2009, the district had 100 officers. That means since the Saints won the Super Bowl, the number of officers in the 3rd District who work inside this building and patrol these streets has been reduced by 42%. And it comes as people living in parts of the district are noticing more and more high-profile crimes, from break-ins to armed robberies to people opening fire on cops. Perez says criminals know officers are scarce.
They know the chances are of a police car passing by them is slim, so they're going to take that chance to go out and try to walk the neighborhood and see what they can get.
Another issue that came out at the August meeting of the Community Advisory Board, patrolling the Lafitte Greenway, a state-of-the-art urban biking and walking path that runs from Mid-City all the way to the Municipal Auditorium in Treme.
Oh, I love it. I think it's being utilized, which is exciting.
But the NOPD brass told board members, while it's a great asset, the NOPD has concerns about patrolling this area because it won't easily handle patrol cars. The NOPD did say it's working on a strategic plan to best patrol the area.
Well, of course there should be no crime on it.
But there is crime near it. This month alone, the NOPD's own crime map shows that in Lakeview, 28 incidents have been reported. Crimes ranging from car break-ins to theft to assault, as many long for a police presence from a diminished department.
Something needs to be done. The citizens are scared.
On your side, Travers Mackel, WDSU News.
The NOPD declined to comment for this story. On top of the reduced number of officers in the 3rd District, cops also have concerns about patrolling I-610, which runs through Lakeview and Gentilly. They'd like state police to take that over to free up officers to respond to crimes and calls in that area.